A new era of DC projects over on Netflix? Well, the other day, James Gunn did tease us with the possibilities of that happening, and now the very first project has moved from HBO Max over to Netflix. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about Dead Boy Detectives and their new home on a new streaming service. Well, this is some news we've been anticipating happening for a really long time. James Gunn has made it pretty clear he's building his own new DC universe, and a lot of the shows that are showing up on HBO Max will tie directly to that. Now, apparently there's space for Matt Reeves and his Batman universe, but a lot of other projects are now being shopped around, and the first one has found a home. Now, this report comes from The Hollywood Reporter, and apparently the DC drama based on Neil Gaiman and Matt Wagner's comics, Dead Boy Detective, will indeed be developed for Netflix. Now, the report does go on to say something pretty interesting, because their sources say the series didn't fit with the new chapter of content DC execs James Gunn and Peter Safran are building, so it was shopped around. This leads me to believe this is exactly what they will be doing with a lot of other big projects that need new homes. And for us fans of this channel, you know that means possibilities for Young Justice. Now, there's not a lot of other details about the project. Reps from Netflix, Warner Brothers, and Greg Berlanti didn't respond to any of Hollywood Reporter's requests, so they haven't provided any official details. This is obviously good news for the show because it seemed like this show was really on shaky ground. If you remember correctly, this is actually spinning out of Doom Patrol. We had an episode a couple of years ago featuring the Dead Boy Detectives. Although it was completely different castings, it actually led to the development of this show, and once the show started moving forward, a lot of the behind-the-scenes events with DC Studios started to happen, and it went completely up in the air. Now, as of right now, the flight attendant creator, Steve Yockey, has adapted the Dead Boy Detective comics alongside Beth Schwartz, who is serving as showrunner and actually worked on Arrow. We've got a whole new cast in place, including George Rextrew as Edwin Payne and Jaden Revere as Charles Rowland. And the show is being described as a fresh take on a ghost story that explores loss, grief, and death through the lens of Edwin Payne and Charles Rowland, and their very alive friend, Crystal Palace. It's a lot like a vintage detective series, only darker and on acid. In the comics, the two boys die too young and stay behind in our world as ghosts to solve supernatural mysteries. It is a fun book and a unique take and some of Gaiman's greatest work, so I am really looking forward to how this goes, and the show will sit nicely beside Sandman, which was also a supernatural Neil Gaiman series that did really well on the streaming service. Now, there's no additional details about the project. We are hoping for some release information sometime soon. Now that the show has a home, we should start getting those details, and I think we have something else very magical to look forward to.